Hello, this is Ajashi. It's a quarter past three in South Korea at the moment, and I just watched Chelsea beating Leicester. hmm That was a good game. That was a good win, and that makes that was all my weekend happy because today uh, I don't want to I want to say is that today I had the lottery and I had all the numbers right, but because I had the wrong combination, yeah, I didn't win anything. But I had all the numbers, so it was that sucked. But Chelsea won, so hey, still there's something to be happy about. Uh, First of all, the game was this is the first time Chelsea beating a club, both home and away. And let's try to think that it's mid March and it finally happened. Uh, and that's the sad reality of the club right now. Um, you know, uh, as we all remember, there are times where Chelsea used to beat any team like home and away, regardless the uh, like whether they're big teams or they're small, you know, beating them home and away. It happened very frequently, but now, you know, we're like what 70%. Seasons like what 70% finished, and this is the first time we're doing it. Um, it's a bit regrettable, but it happened. What else can we do but to be happy that we finally got one. It's better late than never, right? Anyway, about the game, uh, today, Kepa, there isn't much to criticize. He did fine. I don't think he can do much with Leicester's equalizer. That was a crazy shot. Uh, but if I have to nitpick, there was a time in the second half where Kepa made a couple of mistakes catching the crosses that Leicester made. But we all know that Kepa has a weakness in air ball. He's not very tall like Courtois or Mendy, so the air ball has been his constant weakness, you know. But beside that, I can't say much. You can't really overcome your your height. Okay, our center backs, Koulibaly, Fofana, and uh, Kukurea. They all did fantastic. Uh, you know, I can see Koulibaly finally getting his confidence back. I don't see any of the mistake he used to make. Um, I think I think all our center backs have regained their stability once Chelsea has shifted back to the three back system. You know, back when we used to the four defender line, 4-4-2 or 4-3-3. You know, the disastrous January, disastrous February happened because of that. I think now we're doing fine because Potter just decided to go back to the old system. You know, with three center back. All of them did fine. Especially Wesley Fofana. I really wished he could have scored that goal, and he rubbed it under the Leicester fans, but it didn't happen. But yes, very good. And our fullbacks, Ben Chilwell and Ben and Loftus Cheek. Ben Chilwell, as always, he plays. He's one of our best player. He scored a magnificent goal, and the way he rubbed it on the booing Leicester fan, catharsis, absolutely catharsis. And then Loftus Cheek, yeah, he was decent. That's the thing about Loftus Cheek. Uh, he is so multi-talented, and let's try to remember that. Like younger fans now might think Mason Mount, Reece James, and if you're a bit older, you might think Hudson Odoi. They are the best. They are the talent, like great talents from Cobham. But if you are a bit older, old as I am, Loftus-Cheek was once remembered as the best talent ever created in Cobham after John Terry, and I remember like Jose Mourinho calling him one of the best to be the best, and then it would be his he would be a failure if Loftus Cheek doesn't become a great player. Loftus Cheek didn't actually become the world class that we all expect him to be. He had lots of injuries, but he had lots of time he had a bad form, but like he still managed to remain in Chelsea because he's still that brilliant. Of he's still brilliant. He still can be used. Managers will always find some use for him, and that's a good thing about Loftus-Cheek. He's a very dynamic player. I hope he regains his form again. The time, the Sarri days. I hope like I can see him that Loftus-Cheek once again. But yeah, today he was fine. He made very good cutbacks. He made good forward runs. So yeah, he did good. Our midfield was Kovacic and Enzo Fernandez. Uh, Mateo Kovacic scored after a long time, after all these injuries. First, I think it's the first goal of the season, and it was one of the wonder goal. You see, this is what uh, I I only wish Kovacic could do this a lot more often. But you know, because I personally I think I kind of believe that Kovacic is the one of the best player in Chelsea. Not this might be controversial, but I think he was time to time he was better than Conte. I think he was more like a player who brought consistency to Chelsea. The only weakness I see from Kovacic till now was that he didn't have the finishing. He had very few goals. I mean, like if he could score goals, Kovacic, that would make him Frank Lampard. But today he did fine. Like now, since we are seeing him with Enzo Fernandez, I can see he's a bit more stable. I hope he stays as well. And Enzo Fernandez today, for me, is man of the match. hmm That man is not an overpaid player. You see, there will be a time, and I think there will be a time where like Enzo Fernandez transfer fee will look like a bargain. Other clubs in the Europe wished they paid 120 million euro to get Enzo Fernandez because um, the, the way the bosses the midfield, you know, he like let's try to remember that he was in Portuguese league only for 7 months. He had to play Argentine league, but he doesn't need like time to adapt. That he just comes to Premier League in January, and already he's starting to playing like this. It shows that he's world like he to be or will be world class. I mean, even if when I watched him in the World Cup, uh, I was like, how is he still being benched all this time? How is Paredes and all these players getting starting over when Enzo Fernandez was there? He was that good, and he is still that good. And I am very happy Chelsea acquired him. Okay, our forward Kai Havertz, and yes, today he scored again. This is again the time that I may have to place hope on Kai Havertz. Um, this is consecutive goals. Uh, he had a very nice touch, like the pass Enzo Fernandez made, the low pass, and then the light touch Kai Havertz did. And I wish I could see this a lot more, like maybe 15 times in this season. But that's the thing about Kai Havertz. I wish this happens a lot. And you know what? The pass that Enzo Fernandez made, you know, it was insane to watch because When was the last time we saw a Chelsea player like midfield making that kind of passes? It never happened in Jorginho. It barely happened. You see, eh, and the last time I saw a player making like midfield making this kind of passes before Enzo Fernandez was Cesc Fabregas or Frank Lampard, and that was very long time ago. See, and I kind of, this is very regrettable thing. You know, if Enzo Fernandez could make these kind of passes, and imagine if we had Timo Werner. I think Timo Werner would have benefited greatly if Enzo Fernandez was there for him, because I think if there is anyone who deserves, like, what can I say? Like, I'm sorry, like I'm a bit annoyed because I saw news that Romelu Lukaku might be given a second chance. Like the board or manager is trying to give a second chance to Romelu Lukaku. Screw that, man. I mean, you know what? If you're going to give second chances to Romelu Lukaku, why not? Why don't we try to re-sign Timo Werner? At least, like, okay, Timo Werner didn't score a lot of goals, but at least he did not fear to have a competition. He was willing to fight for the starting 11. He respected the club. He respected the fans. He still worked very hard. He made lots of runs. He scored in big games. Like, he's the player who scores in against Real, likes of Real Madrid and Arsenal. Like, what did Lukaku do? Like, why should we give second chance to man who has no respect for the club or the fans? Anyway, there was that. João Felix, he he tried. He made a couple of chances. The lob, I kind of wish it was a goal. Like, that's the thing. That's the bit frustrating thing about VAR, because whenever Chelsea's like I see Chelsea score, I can't celebrate. I'm like, okay, is this offside? Is this like what foul? Do I have to wait for the VAR? Do I have to wait? That nonsense is still happening. But you see, I yeah, and one thing about João Felix, we all should know. If you don't know, João Felix is not a finisher, so don't expect him to score like ton of goals. Like he was, you see, like even in if you watch Atletico Madrid games, he's not like Suarez kind of player. Okay, he's a very good player maker, but you don't expect a lot of goal from João Felix. But I hope it changes soon. Okay, and let's be real. Like the tackles that he's been getting was fairly nasty. You know what? As a matter of fact, the tackles that Leicester City has been making was fairly dangerous. Like, they were not going for the ball; they were going for the feet, the foot. They were going for the ankle. They were going for like shin, and the referee Andre Mariner, uh, absolutely terrible. Like, how is this man still a referee? Uh, and yeah, like I think Leicester is quite lucky that they have only one red card on today's game, because you know if a VAR and if referee actually cared, I think Leicester would have got at least two or three red cards. Okay, Mihailo Mudrik. Today he didn't do much. Okay, he made one neat assist, but I still see like I still see him struggling to make a decent first touch. I still see him, having problem reading the game. Um, but on his defense, I think first of all he should have never played as a forward. I think Potter tried to make him like a forward, like a zero top forward, but I think we all see him in the Liverpool game. He will benefit a lot greater if we put him on the wing. Uh, just tell him to wreak havoc on the left side. So, but yeah, I think, but I don't think Mudrik will fail, because beside the first touch, I think he still has lots of tools within him. He can run. He knows he can still. I think he has a very neat footwork, and he has enough power to shoot. So it will take him some time to adjust, but I think he will do fine. And in general, Graham Potter. Uh huh. What? I don't know. You see, like I still, I'm still one who kind of wished him to get sacked right after Tottenham game, but somehow he crawled it back. Like he somehow dodged the storm. He he dodged the storm of sacking, and then he's still now he's making three consecutive win. So he will get the maybe I think he will get the mercy time from the board until the end of the season. That's sad. So I think that shouldn't happen, but I think it's going to happen. Uh, you see, even though today we scored 3 goals and we won, I still saw like problem that from the from the team. For example, right after we score, like we conceded the equalizer. If you watch the game, the Leicester was in total control for the last what 10 minutes. Chelsea were starting to lose ton of ball in their own half, and there were times like Chelsea got very lucky because they lost concentration on defense. Like for example, the Gallagher line save was one of those cases. If Leicester was yeah, let's to be real, like Leicester is not the formidable team where they had Ancelotti or very first days of Brandon Rodgers. They're a pretty terrible team, and you see, beating them, is nothing to be like joy. Like brings me no joy because if Leicester was a formidable team that they used to be, you see, this game could have been like 3-3 or 4-3 because I still don't see Graham Potter, just trying to fix the like even I can notice that those problem. Like I can see like there was a once we consider the equalizer, there was a loss of gap between the defense and the midfield, and Leicester City was making use of that. I think if the manager was a lot more capable as the board thinks, he would have fixed those issues. He should have, and even like when it comes to attack, you see, we shouldn't be struggling to score a single like multiple goals. Um, if Graham Potter was a as high class of manager as what Chelsea board thinks, we shouldn't be struggling like this. We shouldn't be scrabbling for the goal against lower table teams. Yeah, and also I did not understand the starting lineup. Of course, now that we shifted to three center backs, Koulibaly, Correa, Fofana, they are doing fine. What I don't understand is um, it's right after. I might be wrong, of course. Like I might be nitpicking, but it's right after the Champions League game. So especially players like Fofana or Koulibaly has a record of injuries. So I think like rushing them to this game against the 15th Leicester wasn't might have increased the risk of the injury. I might be overthinking, but what I thought was like it would be better if we could rotate player. Like we have very good replacement for these Fofana or Vadiashil because we have or Koulibaly because there's Vadiashil and there's Trevor Chalobah. hmm yeah, and then I'm actually happy like players are coming back, but oh my goodness, we just lost Felix. That's not good, is it? Anyway, because he's alone, and we paid a lot of money for a lone player, and imagine he is out for a long time. Like if he gets ruled out for a long time, that's a problem as well. Anyway, but yeah, now we scored one against Leeds. Now we scored two against Dortmund. Now we got three against Leicester. So next aim should be 4 goals. Why not? Anyway, so yeah, I'm happy. I got energy to last the weekend. One another week. So I hope it's like that to the rest of you guys. Thank you very much for watching, and let's go Chelsea and keep the blue flag flying high.